Hi, AT from CNC at Home. It's time to do another coaster. A relative of mine had unfortunately broken their hip, and I was able to get a hold of an x-ray of the repair that was done. And I wanted to send him a coaster as a reminder to maybe be a little more safe in the future. Not do this. It's not a good thing to be breaking your hip. So the first thing we do when doing a coaster is grab our template. So I'm going to come up to Files and say Open, and I'm going to grab the 110. This is a 110 millimeter square, which is larger than our coaster. And the reason for this is the image then will burn completely edge to edge. The tile is approximately 108 millimeters, so I have a millimeter on each side extra. So I just need to keep that in mind as I place stuff. So let's go grab the image and place it on the screen. As we can see, this is a little large. I'm going to go up and resize this. I'm going to maintain my aspect so I keep it locked. And I'm going to have it resize from the middle. It doesn't really matter because I haven't positioned it yet, but I'll just choose this center spot and it'll resize off the middle. And its height, I'm going to change to 110 millimeters. And we'll just tell it that we want the template and the image to be aligned. The way that I did that is I had the image selected, and then holding the Shift key, I come down here and select our working template. And then the alignment tools know then to move our image down into here, and I will center it horizontally and then center it vertically. And let's just zoom in on all of that. So this is what we're going to work with. On this top part, we won't get quite all of that because our tile is not 110, and on the bottom, we won't get quite all of that either. As we can see down here in the lower left-hand corner, our template is negative in both Y and X. So I've kind of taken that into account. When I zero my laser, it will be on the corner of the tile, and then I will basically run the laser past the tile on the top and the bottom, and on the sides. There won't be anything on the sides, but I will run it off on the top and on the bottom. And that way I get full coverage on the tile. I do want to put his name on here, and it's his nickname. So let's see, what do we have? We want to do Times New Roman. I want to have some serifs on there. And those are those little things that poke out at the tops and the bottoms, the end of letters. So we'll just do that over here. And I want to do it vertically. And let's put that on a different layer. I said, let's put that on a different layer. Let's try it now. There we go. And then I will select our template, and I will bring that down so it's vertically aligned. It's a little big, so let's go back in here, double click on it, and let's bring that size down just a little bit. Move that over. Okay, and do a shift select and make sure that we're vertically aligned, so that's in the center. And let's check our burn parameters. So the image is being burned correctly and the letters are burned correctly. I do have this in my library. So under white tile, no thickness because I'm not burning through. I have set up ceramic white tile image with the burn parameters 1200 millimeters per minute at 85% power and a resolution of 300 dpi or 0.085 lines per millimeter. So it does more than one line per millimeter. So even though the laser resolution is 0.1 millimeters, it will overlap each of the burns just slightly. And that's why we go a little bit lower than the 0.1. What I'm going to do for this, because I want this black to turn out black, I'm going to slow this down just a little bit. I'm going to go 1100. I can type the right number. Go 1100 millimeters, and I'm going to do the same on the text. I'm just going to slow this down a little bit. This overscan is I guess that's fine. It's almost 3 millimeters. That's fine. Now it's time to save this and send it to the laser. So I will go ahead and, I can't save as my template. I do that all the time. We need to do save as. And we're in coasters, so I'm going to call this Ein Hip. Ein is the person's nickname. That's a completely different story that we won't go into. Now that this is saved, we can take it over to the laser, get a tile loaded up, and start the burn. Let's go over to the laser. Please remember to hit the thumbs up if you like this video. We need to make sure to get the laser focused before we start our burn. So there we have it nice and focused. The next step will be to get the tile squared up with the laser. So I get it set in the corner, then I bring it over, and it's come off. So I will adjust the tile so that the laser beam just hits it. Then we should be squared. If you take a look in the upper left-hand corner, you can see that the hip itself came out really light. What I ended up doing was taking the image in LightBurn and changing the contrast and the brightness. I messed around with those values until I felt it was going to burn better. I ended up doing 3 burns of this tile, and this is the results of the third one. It turned out really nice. It looks like an X-ray, and it doesn't have that really lightness to it. Now that the tile is burnt and cleaned up, we want to put a cork back on it so that it's a coaster. Gives it a little insulation and doesn't clink around so much. I use a self-adhesive 4x4 cork that I order in bulk, and I just stick that to the back of the tile. Simple as that. The next step is to take it back to the laser and burn the CNC at Home logo on there. By holding the Shift key and choosing the frame option within LightBurn, I can see a rectangle of where the burn's going to be. It looks in the correct position, and here the burn goes. With the logo on the back, this tile is now complete. It's a real coaster. It turned out nicely and will make a great gift. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like the content that CNC at Home produces, think about subscribing, as that helps the channel perform better within YouTube. Enjoy doing your CNC at Home projects.